Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rusty Acres, the realistic farming experience where we use real tractors, we use real equipment, we have realistic tutorials, and we have a real lot of fun. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing fine and dandy. I'm doing great as usual. I've been doing a little bit of an experiment here off camera. As you can see, it's 4:10 in the afternoon. And I want to see when the manure runs out on this, if it's just water or manure or water and manure. So it still says 9,000 and there's not 9,000 liters of manure in there. So we keep getting onions. We took a bunch over. We officially have all 6-meter equipment now. I'll show you what we've been working on. I went ahead and I sold the Connor manure spreader and I bought the sprayer instead. It's a little easier to control how much you use with the sprayer than with the manure spreader. The manure spreader still chucks out a bunch. And if the manure holds out and it's water or manure, I will be getting rid of this manure buy point. We won't need it anymore. All right, so we got to head over to the field. I worked very, very hard. I got this field the rest of the way plowed. I got it limed. I got it fertilized twice. Then now we're cultivating it and we're seeding it. I changed the red cultivator out to a blue one. That's officially 6 meters. The other one was 5 meters because our big boy tractor can hold it. So let's get Walter here, our farmhand, working on cultivating, and then we're going to come behind him and seed. Bye, Walter. Bye. I wish you could name your helpers. I mean, I know there's a mod out there, but I'm not going to put any more mods in it. All right, so we're seeding canola. You guys have all seen this seeder before on Upper Lake Farms, so I won't go into too much of a tutorial how to use it. But we're going to seed while Walter cultivates in front of us for as long as we can go here, as long as my time allows me. I sold one pallet of, well, not one pallet, one trailer full of onions already. It produces 3,000 an hour if I was to stand there and pull them out. So it's only 1,000 per pallet. So that's 3 pallets an hour if I wanted to. We're going to go up here. We're going to do a headland just because this is a trailed. We don't have enough room. Just so we have enough room to at least turn around a little bit. It's got a pretty good turning radius on it. But yep, we've got the equipment. We've got the equipment. Or shall we say, we have the equipment that we have. I also changed the lighting on the map. I was using no man's land lighting, but it didn't seem to work with this map. So I went to the default map lighting. Here he can't go very straight there. Let's see if Walter can turn around there. Okay. He should be able to. Yep. So it seems that the only time that I have an issue is with the plow. The tractors, the cultivator, the fertilized sprayer. Oops. Sorry, Walter. Almost got in your way there. Let me show you guys. So this field over here, we own fields 4, 5, and 6. And what I've decided to do is this field 4 is 3.33. We're going to make this canola. And then this little baby one here will make grass. So it's only 1.64. This little square, little tiny field. And then this field over here, I do believe will make grass as well. This one, yeah. So it'll be 2 and 3, 2.70, and 1.63 is 3. And then that other field up there is almost 3. I'm trying to keep them as even as I can. I don't need that up at all. In fact, Walter's far enough ahead, I can almost send another worker, but I'm not going to because I don't want to get this field done too fast. But normally I wouldn't spread fertilizer with this. I would, because there's the sense that this is a direct drill is what it's called. So you can put this, you can drill this over plowed fields, and that's when you would put your fertilizer in. But with all the manunkian, it's a new word, with all the monkeying around that I've been doing with spraying and liming and fertilizing as far as not quite sure which equipment to use, we messed up the fertilization, so it was only at 66%. Normally it would be at 100. So once this fertilizer's done, then we will probably not have to use fertilizer in this again. Like a one-shot deal. And the fertilizer sprayer, when you adjust the spray rate, I can get about 10 acres on one little tank, and it's a tiny little tank. It only holds like 500, or not even 500 liters. Let me show you here. It only holds 400 liters, and I can do about 10 acres with that. So I'm thinking if we now the blah 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 the lime spreader, I have to use quite a bit of that. So if it works out to where we can control it a little bit better with pallets, then that's what we'll do. Because this field right here is 5.23 acres. It's just like 5 1/4 acres. That's it. So if I can do 10 acres, I can literally almost, with one tank of fertilizer sprayer, I can fertilize this field twice. So that way I can buy one pallet of 2,000, or how much do the pallets go? How much do the pallets go by? Pallets, fertilizer, 2,000. So it only holds 400. So that's 4 tanks. That's literally like 40 acres off one pallet that I can fertilize. So it would be advantageous to do for us to do it that way. The lime, on the other hand, though, but we have a lime machine at the farm, so I might sell that big thing there that we buy the stuff from. Now I put my cultivator going 7 miles an hour. I can pull that back up. Because the other, I had this cruise control set on it because the lime machine I had the speed set too high. Lime spreader, not lime machine. We always call it the lime machine. We didn't know. So this is set at 6 miles an hour, and the cultivator set at 7. Because I wanted to be able to, oops, I don't want to drive on my grass. Bad enough I got to drive on this one. Be quiet a little bit and let the sounds of the game play. Because I think as we get closer and closer to Farm Sim 22 dropping, I'm going to start downgrading mods and basically only keep the ones that I'm using for in-game. I gotta have myself a second headland. Just so I can't really turn around there. Yeah, that'll give me a few passes. Probably enough to... Ooh, I don't want to drive on that. My dad used to get so mad. You'd spend all the time seeding, and if you drove over it with your tractor right after you seeded it, it kicks a lot of the seeds up that are sitting on the top that haven't projected themselves into the ground too much. It kicks them all over the place. So he would get so mad about us driving directly over it. Now, after it's sat for a few days, they're usually pretty impacted. But generally speaking, this 8350 does a wonderful job as far as impacting the seeds into the ground. It makes little, like, exactly what this is showing. It's exactly what it does in real life. So it makes these little troughs, and inside each one of these, like each one of these little tines, is planting a seed. It's dropping one down and it's planting it. The bars in the front, see if this is done correctly. You see this little cutter thing that looks like a disc cutter? That's making the troughs. And then the little black things in the back are stabbing a seed down. They go up and down, boom, 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 boom. Each one of these works individually, but they go at the same time. Boom. Let's see. Bump, 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 bump. And they're putting them in these little troughs. And then the ones in the back here, the wheels, are packing them into the ground. So the little black things go stab the seeds in, and the little black wheels at the bottom here will push it down into the ground. Boom, 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 boom. So you end up with these little tiny troughs. They're probably not, I mean, seeds aren't put in the ground much more than probably a couple inches. So it just stabs it in. So what we would do is make sure that for the first probably couple weeks, we didn't drive over it. We let them set up in the ground a little bit, get them hard. And then once it's been in the sun for a while and it bakes and the upper ground gets hard, then you would, then you could drive over it and it would be fine. Because we would have to come through and either spread manure on it or we would have to fertilize it again. Or the co-op would come and fertilize it with the liquid sprayer. But they would come, it would be set up where it was coming, you know, probably a couple of weeks did it, and it was fine. Maybe a week. But generally speaking, the other thing is, too, is that you wouldn't fertilize it either until they germinated. So that would give it some time. And then, as you all know from Farm Sim, once the crop germinates, then you can't drive over it with these big tractor tires. You have to have what's called care tires on it, care package tires, because they have less surface area and they don't. I mean, the tractor's the same weight, so the compaction still happens. But what happens is the little tires they go in between the rows and they don't compact it down as much. You see it? They actually did a really good job on this mod. Stabby, 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 stabby. Let me see if I can get in here. Whoops. I didn't even know they had California plates on it. That's kind of neat. It doesn't show them actually going up, but as I drive off my my line here, now you look back and it looks like a blind guy's doing it. Good thing it's just us, huh? Walters, he's not playing around doing tutorials. He's actually doing his job. we're going to finish up today, and this episode will finish this up for April 3rd, and then we'll be into a completely different day, different month, and we'll start to see this. That's why I'm trying to get this planted before this day's over, because I think we're on this is day 3, so after one more day, this will germinate. Every transition, they germinate, and they go 7 stages in Farm Sim to where you get the best results. They go 8 stages, to be honest. But the 8th stage is considered wilted. You can't harvest it. You got to plow it in. So 7 full stages. So it'll go 7 transitions before we can harvest it. So every 2 days, that's 7 times 2 is 14 days in game on 6-day seasons. So it'll be about, you figure, if 6-day seasons is 1 season, and we're planting these in early spring. So mid-spring is 1 transition, that's 2 days. Late spring, that's 4 days. Or is it 3 days? 3-day transitions or 2? I think it's 2. Anyway, so then you go 7. We're going to be we're going to be harvesting probably mid to late fall. And we discussed earlier, yesterday's video, missed a spot. There we go. We discussed yesterday's video or the day before, I can't remember now, that 2 days or 2 days, and then when you hit the 3rd day equals a month. So we're talking 3 months from now, 4 months from now. May, June, July, August, September. Probably, I'm guessing. And this is just guesswork because I've never played 6-day seasons before, so I'm still learning the ins and outs of it. I'm guessing September to October, we're going to be harvesting this. And then we'll plant in October, before the ground gets too cold, we'll plant for spring wheat. And then the plants... They want to make sure you didn't miss it. The plants, they get germinated, but they stay kind of dormant over the winter. November, December, January, February, March. And then in March, when spring hits and the thaw hits, then they start to sprout out of the ground and they start to germinate. So if we plant in late September, early October, like I'm hoping, then we will harvest probably in April again, about the same time that we are right now. So that'll be a good thing. Now I can almost finish my second headland here. Then I'll come back when Walter's done with the 3rd one. And then I'll be able to whip right around. That should finish him off, right? Yep. And as you can see, I'm raising the cedar every turn. You don't want to drag that along the ground. Notice how that's... The map makers did a wonderful job, because see how this right here appears to be wet, which would lead me to believe it's over fertilized. Then I'll set him off, because Walter should be... What's Walter doing? You're going to be done. Let me get this guy working. I will set him off and work. And I'll take care of the cultivator, wash it, fix it. And then we got about 20 minutes left. I want to finish this at about 5:10, this video, because my phone's on the charger. So I can't watch my timer like I normally would. I looked up right before I started recording, and I thought, Oh no, my battery's at like 12%. So I can't play that game. So we're going to overhang him just a little bit. Get him off. We put Walter in this tractor, and we're going to run across the field here and put away Walter's tractor. But what a difference this bigger tractor makes, huh? Love my small tractors. This nice little mod, this cultivator. Find this. This is the Knockerling 6, it's called. You'll find this in the in-game mod hub. I'll put links in the description. Whoops. So before Walter goes further. All right, so you're blind, Walter. It's okay. We're all blind, me included. Half the time I got to get the kids to read me stuff. I had the most hilarious thing happen to me a couple of weeks ago. I had a headache after recording one night. So the local store was open, so I went to the wife and I said, I'm going to run to the store like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to grab some aspirin. Boom, boom, boom. Well, I call her on the phone and I said, I can't read the back of the bottle. And she starts laughing and she says, well, get somebody to help you. And because I didn't have my glasses with me. So I was like, I can't see the bottom of the bottle. So I bought it home and I handed it to the wife and I said, did I get the right one? And she starts chuckling. And she said, I said, well, how many can I take? And she said, well, according to the back of this bottle, you can take the whole bottle with your weight, you know? And I said, well, is that a fat joke? And she laughed and she chuckled away. And she said, no. And then when I put my glasses on, I had bought baby aspirin. And when you get anybody who's got kids, experience this. When you buy baby aspirin, it doesn't go by, like, it doesn't say age. It says weight. It goes by weight. So it says up to 28 pounds or something like that. You can give them so many, like 1 or 2 or something like that. It was funny. But I sit back and I laugh because I said, am I getting that blind where I can't even see the difference between, like, how do I drive if I forget my glasses? You know, half the time you're so used to the route that you're traveling to go to the store that you don't even pay attention. And I laugh now, but boy, I'll tell you, when it was happening, So, all kidding aside, we're all blind. As you get older, you get more and more seeing impaired. At least I do anyways. That was my little baby aspirin story. And my mom, she's an older lady too. She, obviously, she's older than me. She was laughing because she said, I can still read. You know, she's like, did you graduate high school? I was like, yeah, Mom. Just because I can't read the baby aspirin doesn't mean I didn't graduate. So my family, being my family, is just like me. Just obviously they're my family, and they're all kidding at me about the reading thing. So my sister, we had a pizza party last week for football. My sister comes. She was up from North Carolina. And she hands me the back of a garlic thing, because we like garlic with our pizza. And she says, hey, big brother, read me the back of this package. So I'm never going to live it down. Never, ever, ever going to live it down. And I'm also at a quandary in real life, too, is like, I'm getting to the point where I don't want to close my pool down because it still gets kind of warm during the day. But I know it's coming. You know, people who, Anybody who's owned pools out there realizes that it's such a hard pain in the butt to maintain them and keep them going, and you know, and between the shock and the chlorine and everything else you got to do, and skim, and filter. You know, it never ends. So it, you know, it's all disheartening when you know winter's coming. That's where I'm at. I'm in where I live. We're in late fall now. Well, but early fall. Still. So it's getting to that point where you're like, oh, I don't want to change it. I don't want to close it down. I don't want to put the cover on it. All right. The other thing I'm going to do, guys, enough of that storytelling. Get back to the game. I'm going to stack the pallets over here. Because as we get, we're not really needing money. We don't have to buy any equipment right now. We don't have to buy any animals or anything like that right now. So I'm going to stack them over here. And then in the wintertime, it gives us something to do. I may have to download the snowplow mod too, because I'm pretty sure this map gets quite a bit of snow. At least from watching Daggerwinds, I'm pretty sure it does. And grass is coming in. What are we at here as far as growth? 33%. In a couple of days, it'll be 60. And then my field over there should be pretty close to being, look at that, 100% fertilized, plowed, limed, cultivated. Now, what is this going on here? Oh, he's seeded. But then I don't understand what these are. He's seeded all the way through here. Sorry, Walter, didn't mean to get in your way. But these must be over-fertilized? Nope, under-fertilized. See it? You go over here, 78%, 85%, 88%. And when you get to the 100% there. But then when you get to these spots, these spots are under-fertilized. 96%. That's what the multi-texture, the texture changes on the map. I guarantee if I come up here, this spot will be under-fertilized. Yep. It just took a while to register. Yep. So that's what that is. It's still seeded. It's just that one section will be under-fertilized. Wow, that's crazy. All right, Walter. That's nuts, but it's all seeded. All right, we'll do this pass, and then we'll park the tractor, and we'll wrap it up. That's kind of neat, though. Not going to lie, that's kind of neat how it actually shows you. I'm a little over farther. It actually shows you, like, where you're under-fertilized at. That's that multi-terrain angle. It's kind of neat. Real. Super real. I mean, I don't know if we could ever tell where we were under-fertilized and stuff from, because the ground eventually all looks the same. But that's kind of neat. Let me get up farther. See that? So where we left off, all that lighter color there is under-fertilized. That is super neat. Super, super neat. And it's okay, because as long as it's got 75+% on it, I think it was like 73%, which is weird that it would, I don't know why I'm going this way. This cedar barely fits out these doors. Pull this back out in the morning. Now, unfortunately, Now, I'm doing this for you guys, but what I'm going to do, though, is I probably, after the recording ends, will come and finish seeding off camera. Because if I wait until tomorrow, then the growth stages are going to be different. They'll be completely different, especially on 6-day seasons. So we want to leave this hooked up because we're going to go right back out with it. You know, you guys are going to not see it. You guys are going to come back and it's going to be, ding, you know, magically all seeded. Okay, let's wrap that up. So in the next episode, we will have all of that seeded, all of that ready to go, and we will start, get our map up, on one of the fields up in the corner, as well as continuing to clear out our, oh, it's so cool, continuing to clear out our onions and stack them up and get them ready for wintertime so we can sell them. I don't think there's, like I said, I don't think there's anything that we need as far as equipment. I think we have everything that we need right now. We've got our harvester, we've got our header, we've got our trailer. Let's see, mower, windrower, baler, good. Tedder to make hay, lime, fertilizer, cultivator, plow, and seeder. And for our telehandler, let's make sure, bucket, bale fork. So what I am going to do, though, I think I've made this decision since I've got lime on the field. We are going to go ahead and sell this. Only gives us $5,000. But that way, we don't need it anymore. We can get, with that fertilizer spreader, we can get, 10 acres, which is enough to at least do one field one time, and then you come back and fill up the pallet. Perfect. So next episode, we will start on a field up in the corner. One of the fields, 4, 5, or 6. I will bring some pallets of fertilizer and some, I don't need lime, because I can get my lime right from here. That's embedded in the map. And that's where we're going to leave it. All right. Let me jump up on here. All right, everyone. Another episode, episode 6 in the books. This thing is flying right along. Hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying teaching and walking and telling you stories of my life. And I didn't know that these opened up. Very neat. Anyways, make sure you guys are looking out for each other, looking out for yourselves, and most importantly, look out for your families. And enjoy the night, the day, the weekend when you're watching this, and catch everybody on the flip side.